Welcome back. I'm Cloud Kicker. And is the new Batgirl movie going to have Keaton and Affleck as Batman? So there's going to be two? Let's take a look and see what's going on. Welcome back. I'm Cloud Kicker. And today we're going to be taking a look at is the new Batgirl movie coming out on HBO going to have Keaton Batman and Batfleck in it? Maybe not. So let's take a look and see why at first I was thinking this and then what evidence there is to say that no, he is not coming back into it. So let's run down the cast real quick and see who they have. So right now they have Leslie Grace. Yeah, Leslie Grace. Right now they have Leslie Grace, and she is going to be playing Batgirl. Then they have JK Simmons coming back as Commissioner Gordon, and then Brendan Fraser is going to be playing Firefly in it. And then this month they announced Michael Keaton is going to be playing Bruce Wayne in the film. They not sure they said Batman, they said Bruce Wayne in the film, so we're going to see what kind of role that he actually plays. So with this announced, there was no announcement of Ben Affleck coming back as Batman. So why would I think that Ben Affleck in the first place was coming back? Well, because J.K. Simmons played Commissioner Gordon in the Snyderverse. Over in Justice League, he was Commissioner Gordon. So if this Batgirl is in the same universe or multiverse or Snyderverse as the Justice League, then that would come to conclusion that Ben Affleck should be coming back into the film. After coming up with this theory, I decided to take a look to see what everyone else was saying. Everyone else was saying that he was not coming back in. Everyone else was saying that he had turned down the role or he did not want to do it anymore. But I could not find any evidence at first of him saying this until there was only one article, well, actually two articles, one linked to the other, of an interview with him from talking about the last duel, the last film that he did, talking about not directly about Batman, but kind of hinting that he's done with these kind of films. So let's take a look at that and see exactly what he said and what it could mean for the new Batgirl in the Batgirl universe and the Snyderverse and what's going on with everything. Okay, this is from the website winteriscoming.net. And you see the title is Henry Cavill would be Superman again, but Ben Affleck is done with Batman. So let's scroll down and see what's going on. Ben Affleck doesn't want to make IP movies anymore, which means no more superheroes. Meanwhile, Cavill's castmate, Ben Affleck, sounds like he's definitely done with superhero movies and with big franchises altogether. I don't want to do IP movies where you have this sort of built-in audience, he recently told the Playlist. That's something I was interested in and liked, and I just don't like it anymore. I like other people who do it, and if you're going to do it, you should love it, and I love something different. Fans are with superhero movies. They really want someone that's going to sell, buy in to the whole role that they're going to be having. The fans really want someone that's going to be dedicated to it. And he is a big Batman fan. And, maybe like a lot of the stuff that he's had going on in his life, he's had like a lot of, personal issues and things going on. And maybe it's just too stressful or whatever it is, but he admitted himself that he doesn't like doing the IP movies anymore. Maybe he wants to move on and do some other things because it has been a long time since then, even though it seemed like not too long ago because the Snyder cut came out, but it had been quite a while. And at one time he did want to keep going, but because Warner Brothers basically just like let everything slide and they didn't jump on it, that ship has basically sailed. So let's see what the Playlist has to say so we can see like the full interview that he did have with it. So this is the Playlist website. And most of it goes on about the last duel. A lot of this is about the last duel and basically a small section of him talking about he doesn't want to do any more IP content. So let's find where this is. Here we go. But that audience now has been acculturated, especially with what that is, and with the streamers and the quality, and they want to watch it home. or watch it at home. They don't care. They want to be able to pause it, take a leak, watch the rest tomorrow, and you can get a good 65-inch flat screen for $180 at Walmart. It's kind of democratized that access because it's not the 11-inch black and white that I had when I was a kid. Televisions mean something different. And once that happened with The Last Duel, I thought, well, that's probably the last theatrical release I'll have because I don't want to do IP movies where you have this sort of built in audience. That's something I was interested in and liked, and I just don't like anymore. I like other people would do it. And if you're going to do it, you should love it. And I love something different. So I want to do that. Really, what's important to me is that people see it. I mean, this is a limited theatrical release, and that's great. I know 90% of the people are going to see it on Amazon, and I want them to see it. I want them to see the movie. That's more important to me. And the way he puts it here, I agree. You don't want to have an actor or an actress in a film if they're just not enjoying it anymore. And it seems like he just doesn't want to enjoy it anymore. For a long time, he really did. He really wanted to do Batman, and he wanted to do more Batman. And Warner Brothers just kept saying no. They kept saying no for whatever reason, either them or AT&T or whoever. They just did not want to keep going with it. And now, he's probably tired of it. He probably doesn't want to deal with any of that more. Maybe there's a lot more, internal entertainment politics between studios and stuff when it comes to these, IP franchises. Maybe that's why he stepped away from it. So right there, he's kind of basically leaving the superhero franchise right there. He just doesn't have the heart into it anymore. And, kind of like, which is a good thing if, like I said, if you're an actor or actress and you've been doing a role for a little bit and you just don't have it in you. That's why we see, a lot of them like leave, especially like TV shows eventually. Some of them leave because they think that they can go do something better. And then we see a lot of them do like one movie and then they just disappear. And then they go back to TV later because they have more success as a TV actor or actress. But, for others, they leave because they just don't feel it anymore. And, you can't blame somebody for that. You can't force somebody to play a role because then it's going to come out, half-hearted. You're going to see it in their performance. So, that it's a good thing that, he decided to step away from it. So, but what else that I saw on it is he did say that he enjoyed or he was satisfied with how he was able to walk away from Batman after the Flash movie. So does that mean since Michael Keaton is in the Flash movie or the Flashpoint incident, whatever they're gonna have in the new Flash movie, does Batfleck die in that film? Does he die and then somehow Michael Keaton's Batman comes over through to the Snyderverse? That's a possibility. That could be how Michael Keaton ends up with JK Simmons together in the same world. So we'll see how that is. But that's one theory. We're gonna see how the Flash movie plays out, and that could impact what the storyline of this Batgirl film is going to be doing, and how Michael Keaton's going to fit into it. They've already had, I guess, a lot of discussions with JK Simmons and Leslie Grace and the directors on how the story's going through, and so now Michael Keaton's in it. So be interesting what they have planned for him and how he's going to fit into it. If he's going to be at all donning the cowl, or if he's just going to be playing a older Bruce Wayne in there. So that's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. I think it'll be nice to see him on there. I don't want to see him playing the same Ben Affleck Batman in the Snyderverse. I would like it if somehow this was either the Michael Keaton universe and there's a JK. It can't even be the Michael Keaton universe because that one, it had Alicia Silverstone in it. Even though she wasn't in his films, it was still kind of like a continuity, sort of. and of all those films, even though they started getting kind of crazy and everything, they were still all kind of connected a little bit. So it'll be interesting to see if the Flashpoint really is the connection between, Batgirl and the Tim Burton and also the Zack Snyder Batman with Keaton. So, but also let's take a look at Batgirl is Leslie Grace. There were two other Batgirls that were up for the casting of it. And one of them was Isabel Merced, which I did not know the name. I couldn't think of it. I had to look her up. Of course, she ended up being Dora the Explorer. That's where I knew her from. It was Dora the Explorer, and she also played in the Transformer movies. The one with Mark Wahlberg, and she was running around through the scavenge yard and everything. So you're thinking like maybe she's kind of young, but she is older now. Here's a photo. Here's another photo of her. She is 20, so she does look pretty young. So she could probably pull off maybe like a high school Batgirl or a younger college Batgirl if they wanted to do that kind of timeline. But if JK Simmons is in there as Commissioner Gordon, maybe she's too young of a Batgirl to be his daughter. So maybe that's why they went with the older Leslie Grace, who's only 26. But when you look at the two, even though they're not far apart, she does look a lot younger than what her age is. When you look at Leslie Grace, the other person that was looking at the role was Zoe Dutch, and she could have been a Barbara Gordon. A lot of people probably would have preferred her just because she has a closer, that closer hair color to it, and she looks more like of a, the more of the what you see in the comics of a Batgirl. I mean, there's nothing wrong with Leslie Grace playing Batgirl, but this, like, when you look at it, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, I could see that person, playing Batgirl. The media is probably going to make a big deal about it, but it's not going to be that big of a deal as long as whoever they chose can pull off Batgirl. If they could pull off Barbara Gordon and they could pull off being Batgirl, that's what the fans are going to care about. They're going to have reservations. They're going to have concerns. They're going to have disappointments. Like, oh, they overcast or they recast another redhead in Hollywood, which Hollywood just, I guess they simply don't like redheads for some reason, because every redheaded role they recast it as somebody else that's not redhead. I mean, it was the same thing with Alicia Silverstone when she played Batgirl. And they're probably going to say that, oh, no one complained when she was Batgirl because she was blonde, she wasn't a redhead. But the internet really wasn't that big of a thing back then. No one was going on the internet and blowing up forums and complaining on Twitter and Facebook. There was none of that back then when her movie came out. A lot of hardcore fans were upset that she was, Batgirl, and she was Barbara Gordon and she was blonde. But, they still accepted it for the movie, and she did good in the film. And that's all they want. Don't go out there and attacking people because they have criticisms and they have reservations of characters or casting. That's all it is. It's like no one's out there hating people because they get cast wrong. It's not. They're just trying to get a job. They're gonna take whatever job that they get. So no one's hating these actors and actresses for taking these jobs. They're just upset that some of the characters that they see a certain way get recast and just kind of like erased, and they want to see what they see in the source material come out onto the screen. But if you do it in a proper way, they're going to overlook it. They're going to see it, and then they're going to overlook it, and they're still going to enjoy it. I mean, look at the Transformer series. They still haven't put Spike in the goddamn franchise. And a lot of people are pissed off about that. I'm pissed off about that, but we still overlook it and we still go see it because they're just, good popcorn films, But I think people are still going to watch this. They're not going to complain when she starts playing Batgirl or if she pulls it off. So, but what do I think about Leslie Grace playing Batgirl? So let's take a look. I do have hope because we see right here, she's very enthusiastic about the role. Yes, she's Latina. She's Dominican. She's playing normally with, a white character in the comic books. But she's embracing the role. She's really excited about the role. I see pictures like this that come up in here or come up on her Twitter page. Uh, I see her, cosplaying for Halloween as Batgirl because she's excited to play it. Yes, it's a goofy picture because it's probably like some kid's costume, but she's that excited. This 26-year-old lady is that excited to play Batgirl. And then when you see her Twitter video, let's take a look at her Twitter video. And she this is her just getting all up, made up for the costume. And then she even like throws some kicks and stuff. Of course, she's a dancer, so that gives me hope that she's gonna be able to do like a lot of the fight scenes probably herself. So I think she'll be able to pull it off. A lot of Latinas like to dye their hair natural, auburn or red, and it comes off good with their skin tone. So, and she does that a lot. A lot of her hairstyles that she has uh, also have that. So let's take that's fine with me. So my dog just hit the tripod right there, trying to walk by. So no, I don't have any issues with her. She got cast sometime in the summer, so it's been a couple months now, and she hasn't gone online attacking people. She hasn't gone online like the actress from Snow White saying that she's not going to bleach her skin color. I think that she's all into the role, and I don't think that she wants to upset the fans. I mean, the last movie she was in, The Heights, it didn't do too well, and I haven't seen her like attack people about why they didn't go watch the film. She's just been quiet about that. It's not really her fault. Steven Spielberg doesn't want to put subtitles in the film. The easiest solution to that would be to put English subtitles when everyone speaks Spanish, and then put Spanish subtitles when everybody speaks English. I don't know what to deal with. Does he not want Spanish people to watch the film either? I mean, my relatives can't go watch the film because some of them can't speak English. It's just stupid things. People, oh man, why? But I got you know I got hopes for this film. There's nothing wrong that I see with it. The casting looks good so far. Interested on seeing Brendan Fraser. It'd be nice to see him back on screen again. He was in the Doom Patrol. He's getting up there in age. I mean, not too older. He's not too older than I am probably. He's put on some weight. Well, we'll see if he drops any of it for Firefly. Firefly is usually not depicted as being that kind of stature of a character. So, well, we'll see how he ends up being in that role. But what do you think about it? Do you have any issues with any of the casting so far? And what do you think about the Flashpoint tie-in? Do you think there will be a Flashpoint tie-in, even though none of these characters were cast or they were in since the Flash is already wrapped and they're probably in post production now? But if Michael Keaton was in Flash, then something could have happened in the Flash to where and with Ben Affleck saying that he's happy on leaving the way the Flash ended with his character and walking away from it. Maybe Ben Affleck's Batman could have sacrificed himself to save the Flash or to save something in the Flashpoint. And then in that process, Keaton gets stuck in the Snyderverse. So it'll be interesting to see if that happens and if something's going on, or if they're gonna pull Ezra Miller into the Batgirl movie and have him do something to where he brings Michael Keaton into that universe. So it'll be interesting to see. But yeah, still excited. So we'll keep a lookout of things. So other than that, I'll see you guys later. Thanks for hanging out.